Welcome back, people, to GunnersHub. I hope you're all good, and thank you for the ongoing support as always. It's always love. If you're watching, like and subscribe to the channel as well, and get involved, man, in the comments as well. I have another Arsenal fan with me. You have Dwight today. So Dwight, I really appreciate you coming on, man. It's gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna be funny, man. It's all good. It's all good.
yeah, man. It's love every time, man. So yesterday's result against Villa was a tough one, tough defeat to take. When Arsenal lose, it cuts deep because we were trying to go for a title challenge. So I know I feel a bit kicked to the curb a bit. How do you feel, Dwight, on the Villa result? Do you feel like that puts a dent in our Arsenal, in our title challenge, or do you think there's nothing to worry about? It's too early to tell yet.
No, I said it in the chat, I think a couple of days ago, probably actually yesterday before kickoff. I was like, I'm not really concerned about this phase of the season. Obviously, the expectation is to be there or thereabouts at the top at the end of the season. So as long as that happens, and we're doing that right now, it's all good. It's more or less the crunch time. I think that's when the big dogs come out to play. So yeah, right now a little loss. It is what it is, but I haven't really seen too much signs to be concerned. Obviously, there's little questions, but yeah, that's minor at this stage. As long as we're building towards that sort of April, just after February period, and we're still thereabouts, then yeah, it's all good for me at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like you said, it's the tail end of the season that we've got to be worrying. I mean, the less defeats and draws, the better for us. The tail end of the season, more forward. So I'm not really two defeats so far this season, so I'm not really concerned.
Yeah,
but I am concerned up front. I mean, do you agree that we're not clinical enough? Do we need to buy a striker in January? But in the same breath, I like Jesus. I like what he brings to the table. He's not only a striker or centre forward or a nine. He brings a bit more than what a striker does. If you understand what I mean, I'm going to miss if we do bring in a striker. Jesus, I don't know, plays in a different position or he's on the bench more. I'm going to miss what Jesus brings to the table. But from your perspective of things, do you think, do you know what? No, scrap that. We need a striker. Just need someone to put goals in the back of the net. What do you think?
Look, in football, in any level, the cherry on the top is a striker. Every team wants someone that can put the ball in the back of the net. So we're no different. We haven't really had a prolific striker for a while. Obviously, Aubameyang was left sometimes, and he sort of fizzled out towards his end of his Arsenal days. Jesus and Nketiah, if you really ask me, a championship, a league winning, title side, has Eddie Nketiah and Jesus as the only two options. Yeah. It's not looking good. But that being said, this new age of football, it's not just about one player and so forth. It's about, okay, how does the team play? How does the manager deploy the team and the players in these positions? So if we're scoring goals and everyone's chipping in, not a problem. But again, looking at towards that sort of bit of end of the season where you just need someone clinical. You might not be playing well. What I mean? We might not be able to string 15 passes from the back to the front, and then our strikers there. We just might have to just do route one. It might be a 0-0. Last 10 minutes we just pump it in the box.
Yeah.
We have that prolific striker that can just put in the back of the net. So
yeah.
All talks about Ivan Toney. I don't think he will be coming. I think the January market will be. There's always rumours, but I don't think we'll get him. If we do, then that would be great. Add more competition.
Yeah.
You ask me, him and Jesus from January to May, it's looking a little bit better.
Yeah.
We do need a striker, but I don't think the situation will happen in January. I'm afraid. Yeah, but Arteta is this deep into this phase, and
Yes.
I don't know what phase we are in. I don't like phases. You know what I mean?
I know.
I like getting to the point. So, but as Arsenal, fans saying in this group chat, you would know this phase. Look, if we are in this phase, then he should be getting a tune out of the players he trusts.
It's true. It's definitely true. I mean, the striker in January sounds very, very unlikely. Like you said, I don't think Arteta would want to rush them kind of decisions in January. Yes, he would go for a title challenge, but people might say stubborn is the word that fits Arteta's character. But I just think I don't want to rush them kind of decisions, because if we're going to get a striker, we're going to have to get a player that fits Arsenal's profile and what they're doing now and for the long term. So those little, let's buy a striker because we need one and we need to win the league. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of rushed, but at the same time, we need to be clinical enough. We're not clinical enough, and that needs to be resolved sooner rather than later. Otherwise, falling behind.
Yeah, I think obviously we look much better when Jesus is in the side. Let's be honest. Much more free flowing. Sort of, thing I've always had about Arteta is a bit, it's a bit, that pass has to happen then. It's a bit like too many lines and it has to happen like that. There's not much too sort of like free flowing. Obviously, when the players are firing and they're confident, then it happens. Jesus up top, he can't get injured again. He cannot get injured. Otherwise, it's either Trossard up top, Eddie Nketiah up top. He could probably, do Martinelli up top. So Havertz, I don't know if is he going to play left back, centre mid, half eight up top. You know what I mean? Like we as I said in it, we're this deep in this phase, right? And whatever it is, so the evidence has to be shown right now, man. Whatever Arteta does, I think I put towards the end of last season, I was like, whatever needs to be done from the club and the management to make us get over the line, do it. If it means doing a family day at the club, if it means taking them to a trip, if it means going paintballing, if it means whatever it means, just get it over the line and that, innit? And I think we don't have the privilege sitting where we are because we don't have the inside knowledge. But yeah, whatever the club can do to get transfers over the line, I think you said about getting a striker, it has to fit the profile, what we're doing now and the future. Me, and how I'm feeling, it doesn't really need to fit our future. It just needs to fit the next 6 months to make us get over the line. So, if that's the case and it's a 30-year-old striker and he can come off the bench and give us that extra depth and quality for 6 months, or an 18-month, whatever it is, then so be it, and then obviously, that's how I think we need to be doing business. How are we going to get to the, lifting the Premier League? How are we going to get to that point where we're lifting the Champions League, So, yeah.
No, do you know what? Now reflecting on it for a couple of minutes while you was talking there, no, I actually do agree. I'm maybe just in a phase where I'm just thinking thinking for the future and the now and the future. But now, you've actually brought me to reality just there, and it's actually true. We do need something now rather than waiting and then thinking, do you know what, we should have bought in January and it's too late.
I think you remember I put some messages in the chat.
Yeah.
I said we've come this far to be, dwindling about, over an extra 20 mil. Now I forget it. If it's the 20 mil extra on top to get a striker or whatever it is, and the club and the manager is confident that that person will come in for, as I said, that 6 months, where we're playing, Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday, whatever it is, and we're going to be ticking games off with 3 points, then, by all means, get it done. I think that's where we missed the trick last year in the January window. We didn't strengthen enough. Kivior came in, Jorginho came in, Trossard came in. Jorginho, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, I don't think he played in the Liverpool game away when we need.
No.
And like there's certain big games where like, hold on, we were crying out for a centre midfielder. Again, positive fans. Oh, the experience, Champions League. Well, then like, where was he at Anfield?
Yeah.
When that was a 2-2 draw, or whatever. Like, bringing the right personnel in the January transfer window to boost, so and that's what Edu should be doing right now. I mean, I see a lot of photos of Edu getting certificates and that.
Yes.
I mean, I just want to see Edu holding that Premier League, you know what I mean. So all these other stuff is irrelevant for me. I want to see the players and the manager lift the Premier League title soon. I don't want to be told wait. I want to see Arteta, right, lifting a Premier League title. If not, then everything else is just pure hot air, bruv.
Yeah. Pressure's on Arteta and Arsenal. I mean, if I don't really want to say, but I think we will do the league this year. I don't think City will do it the fourth in a row. I just don't. I've said it from the beginning of this year. Arsenal will do it. I believe it. I don't care. I just feel it. I feel they'll do it this year. I don't by a point, 2 points, whatever. I think they'll do it. But if we don't win the league this year, do you think we need to? Would you give Arteta another year? Do you think he needs to go, or do you think that's just so harsh? We've come second, and now we're at race again. And then, what do you think? Do you think he needs to go? Because I've heard other Arsenal fans saying if we don't win the league this year, voices are heard loud and clear. What do you think?
I think it's the manner of how we lose the league.
Yeah, true.
Me personally, again, I'm trying to be balanced in it. Me personally, I think we will win the league this year. I said it last year. But obviously, no one could have foreseen. Well, the club should have, because they should have all these contingency plans in place, like the injuries to like our key players. But I just think City playing in a Club World Cup or whatever it is soon, they are being stretched and like really, really stretched. I'm not going to entertain the talk about them dipping off now, because we know City can dip off now and then pick it up again, not a problem. So I'm already anticipating City picking it up, but I think when they do pick it up, I think we will pick it up as well. And that, again, this is my beliefs. I think we'll win the league this year. City are playing too many games, and again, I have to say it, this is Arteta's fourth season. He's been given a decent amount of backing enough to lift silverware, if we're honest. Even like an FA Cup and second to City by a point or two. Because if we're honest, Liverpool like really competed with City. We ain't competed with City. Last year we didn't really compete with City, if you think about it, even though we were doing what we're doing. Liverpool were neck and neck with City, game after game, week after week, and so forth, especially in the crunch time, right? And Liverpool were playing like 40 games, whatever plus. Like we competed when we fell off in Europe, and fell out in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup and so forth and that, innit? But I think we'll win the league. And if we don't, to your second half of that question, I think serious questions will have to be asked, because where are we going? If I was talking to a Port Vale fan the other day, only because he's one of the coaches at where I'm at. And I took him to Celtic in February. So on the train up, and that's where I met Ange, and like he's a serious guy. But on the train up, we were just talking about the Arsenal and so forth, and that I was just speaking to him yesterday, and I was saying like Arteta's a very lucky man in regards to he came in with no managerial experience. To a season where it was cut short by COVID, no fans in the stadium. So although there was pressure online, in the stadiums, there was no pressure. So eighth, like if we're honest, if there was fans in the stadium at eighth, like he most likely would have been gone. Like, if we're being serious, like, he probably would have been gone eighth, right? Cool, he didn't. The club backed him and so forth. Again, another reason why I think serious trophies have to be delivered. He was backed, and got rid of all the deadwood, the excuses. The deadwood, the attitude, the high wages, players being disobedient.
Yeah.
Like, there's none of that now. All the players there are there because he's orchestrated it. He's designed it. Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, El Neni, Cedric, he's still here. Like, literally, go throughout the whole team. It's his players. So, yeah, I think it's time to deliver now for Mr. Arteta.
It's a shame because I really, really do like Arteta. I think he's a very good manager, I really do. But
Why?
I think I don't know, I just feel, I don't know, I don't really have a problem with how he manages our team. The only thing is we're not clinical enough. That's the only thing, mainly. Obviously, year 1, 2, and 3, I would not let go, but I would say, okay, yes, he's got to get experience as well. But last season and this season, we're up there, we're competing, and that's what we want. We're only going forward, we're not going backwards. And to me, I've got to back my manager, and I'm liking where we're going. We're going forward, we're not going backwards.
But then wouldn't you say Liverpool were going forward under Brendan Rodgers?
They
Wouldn't no, as in, like, but back then, wouldn't you have said that Tottenham were going forward under
yeah. I mean,
well,
yeah. In the same breath, yeah. But I just don't know. I don't know. I would give Arteta more time if we didn't win.
How much more time? How long? How long are we talking? I like deadlines. But when it comes to trophies and delivering, I like to know.
No, I hear you. Yeah, like trophies, absolutely. I mean, we need to win the league this year. There's no, we need to win the league this year. We have to win. We must win. It's not if, buts, or maybes. Timeline to your question.
We've been told, wait, be patient. It can't be rushed. Trust the process. And I was like, okay, cool. If you could put a timeline and significant milestones, along the way, and I think this is where the PR of the club in it is sweet. It's very good. They've swindled a lot of fans, right? Yeah. With merch and the good feeling, which is obviously crucial. But I just think they should not have come out with this, phases and processes, because in my opinion, a serious club would have done that behind the scenes. Done all of the phases and the process behind the scenes, and just prove to the fans on the pitch, so the fans can decide themselves, not be told and shouted out, because it runs the risk of year 5, year 6, year 7 of no trophies. Now, obviously, we're not in year 7; we're in 4.5 or whatever with Arteta. Yeah. And again, no major silverware. And the one silverware came in lockdown with players that weren't his. So now that he has his players, now that he has his coaching staff, now that he has, there was a video when he signed the contract, when he was, doing the tour of the, the training ground.
Yeah.
He's asking the staff, have we got drones? Have we got this and that? He's got all of that now, right? He's got all of that. So he has to deliver, in my opinion. He's got to deliver, and he's got to deliver this season. Not just him, but Edu. I'm on this guy. It's like he starts his scouting process at the start of each window. Nah, you know what I mean? He should have been doing that 3, 4, 6 months before. So yeah, the club have got to deliver this season, and me personally, I'm expecting the Premier League title. I want to be there in May, drinking some Maggies, down in North London, linking up with linking up with you, linking up with the man, them, linking up with everybody's.
Link up.
Simba. I've got to put Simba in there. Got to link up with Nathan,
Trust me.
Toby. Got to link up everyone, man.
But
Like it's good vibes, isn't it? Like nobody want like Tesfa. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want essentially, innit? I don't want to be told wait because we're waiting 20 years now. Like I put in the chat, we got gold on our kit this season, not because we won something, but it's in remembrance of our last trophy in the Premier League 20 years ago. And I said that's a bit embarrassing. I've got to say, even though this kit's nice, it was a gift, but like that's the lengths of the club. Like the PR gold and that. Like who puts gold on a kit if you ain't won anything? so like they've got to win this season with gold on it to make to you know what I mean. And if they do, like honestly, I'll spend a lot of bills in the club shop.
Fact. We've got to win this year. How long would you give him? If we don't win this year, what are you thinking? Give him another year and then definitely, if not, that's it.
I think it's
a hard one because it's not easy to
you know what it is. I'll tell you this for free, yeah. If Man City do not win the league and it's not us to win it, he's got to go.
Really?
No, yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go. If Man, because the whole talk about how difficult the league is because of Man City, Pep, and oil, this and that. So for them not to win it with Haaland, De Bruyne, and so forth, from how we performed last year, to then have another team leapfrog us, even if it is Liverpool, that is unacceptable. That for me, no one else can win the league this season other than City or Arsenal.
It's true.
If it's City, we'll have to evaluate, right, okay, cool. Where did we go in the Champions League? Did we win the FA Cup? You know what I mean? And then obviously, I'll have more of a decision then. But don't win any silverware, finish third to a champion other than City, he's got to go. That's mocking it, man. Because what other excuse are we going to be told?
Well, that would be a drop-off, wouldn't it, from last year?
Yeah, no, it would be.
Essentially, yes, facts. That would be a drop-off because it was mostly us last season, mostly us the majority of the season. 80%, 20% Man City. Yeah. So then if this year Man City don't, and let's say, for example, Liverpool or whoever, that to me is a drop-off because we should be right there. If it's not Man City, it should be Arsenal. It's just that simple. We're the only team up there right now. You can see Liverpool, they're trying to do us a little something. But I'm not trying to see any other team.
Last season was good, right?
Yeah.
And we handed City the league, right?
It still hurt.
And that's what's annoying. If we did our business, obviously the whole talk was how great City are and everything, which is true. Yeah. But in those crucial games, we could have lost twice to City and still win the league. Facts. We beat Leicester City home and away the year they won it, and we was the only team to do that. Danny Welbeck, Valentine's Day header and all sorts and all of that. Yeah. Like they still won the league. So this, we could have lost twice to City and still win still could have won the league. It was on our own doing, and that is why, even if City do what they did, where I'll give credit to Arteta and the club and Edu and so forth, to where we were last season, but then it's got to be forward steps. It can't be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It can't be that. It's got to just be I'd rather 1 step at a time rather than 2 then back. I just think it's not. It's long, innit? It is. There's hardcore fans that go games week in, week out. They travel, they spend money, and those that are less fortunate to go to games and so forth. I'm sure they're still supporting the club the way they can financially or whatever it is with their situation. The club can't now spin it in another way, and if it's failure, it's failure. Call it how it is. We've got to do one better this season and win it. Did they win by what, 5, 8? How many points was it last year?
I'm sure it was 5.
5 or yeah, okay, cool. Like, come on, man.
Sure.
And this season we've beaten them already. So that's 3 extra points already that we have from last season, and that's, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, like I'm confident about this season, if I'm honest. Just playing it cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm more confident this season than I was last season.
Even with the squad.
I don't know why. I just feel more confident now than I did last season. I think it's because I know that I don't think Man City will do it four times in a row. No one's ever done it. I don't think they'll do it four in a row. I think Arsenal will do it one way or another. But yeah, I feel confident that they'll do it. But we need, like you said, we need to go forward. Can't keep going back, forward. To me, that's just very unnecessary movements. If you're going to go forward, just go forward and progress and take big leaps forward, little steps, and then do it like that rather than back and forth like a yo-yo. But
can I ask why Arsenal got rid of Wenger, or Wenger left, or can I ask your opinion of why?
I don't.
Or where we were at the stage when he was gone.
Arsene Wenger's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
In my eyes, he could do no wrong. Sometimes it was to the point where I don't even care about the results. I just like him as a person. He was very, humble and very, very good. Yeah, it's just his character. But I don't know.
The reason why I asked that is because, we were a bit stale in it. We was, qualifying for the Champions League. We had one season where we finished second, whatever it is, and but we weren't winning the title. We were just within the top 4,
lingering around. Yeah.
And then I think that season he finished 5th, and that was the season he left, right?
Yeah.
Because then that meant Emery came in Europa. No, sorry.
No.
There was 2 seasons, I think it was, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, because the first year, if we actually faced Atletico in the semis, and that's when Partey, was playing and he did well, and I think Griezmann scored out as well. The reason why I asked that is because I don't want us to fall in that same trap.
Can you see a few resemblance?
No, like okay, cool. We finished 5th and 5th or whatever it is with. Then we finished 5th, and then with a Europa League final with Emery, and then we finished 8th, then 8th, then 5th, then 2nd, then right. Okay, cool. If it's 2nd again, then it's right. Okay, cool. It's 2nd to City with a FA Cup. It can't be 8th, 5th, 2nd, 3rd, no trophy, because then again we're just gonna potentially going back into that mode of top 4 qualification. The Kroenke's happy with the money, etc. We have a few good performances. We play good football. Arsenal, in all my life, we've always been known for playing good football. We've produced good youth players. We've had young players on the pitch representing Arsenal.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what's happening now. We're playing good football. We have young players on the pitch, but then now it's like, okay, cool. We actually need to win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I asked, because obviously, it's easy to forget like where we actually came from, finishing 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 3rd, whatever. So we can't just be happy to get back to that, because the reason why we got when Wenger is because of that exact thing, finishing 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever it is. So now it's like, right, well, it's taken us 4 seasons to push on. Now, like, let's actually do it.
Yeah, it's true, because in that same breath, what was the point of getting rid of Wenger if we're just going to do the same thing with Arteta?
Exactly. But remember, he's the best looking Spaniard we know. You know what I mean? He's got great hair. He's got great hair. You know what I mean? He loves his drones. He was endorsed by Pep. Like, all of that's good, but come on, like, let's produce some silverware. Like, what have we become to be? You know what I mean? Idolizing an Arsenal manager
Listen,
which is an Arsenal employee because of how he looks. Like, let's produce some silverware, man. Like, what is this?
Let me just step in there. For the ladies that are watching, he is the best looking Spaniard. Come on, best looking. Yeah, let me just leave it there. You know, all the group chat knows my thoughts on how good looking our manager is and that. But yeah, I mean, but putting that aside, it's not about the looks. It's about the trophy.
It's not a catwalk. It's not, the cover of Vogue magazine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a GQ magazine. Like, this is the Premier League, and like, we need to win the trophy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Or push towards the last 2-3 games to City, because essentially that's what Liverpool did. You know what I mean? And of course, Liverpool only did it once, but in that they won the Champions League, etc. But like, yeah, we're in that mode where it's good where we are, but we can't be satisfied where we are just because we've got youth players, just because we got a young manager. Yeah. We play good football, because that's where we came from. Like, we've always been doing that. So let's actually produce and lift silverware,
Arsenal are in a position now. Arsenal cannot get complacent, and we can't be satisfied. For example, yes, example against Luton, but can't concede like that. And in a title race, you have to just, yes, the result is great. I'm not criticizing, but I'm just saying we can't get complacent and want to keep chasing games like that last minute, because at the end of the game, I'm not going to get a chance, and we might lose, draw, and drop points. What we want to be doing, because at some point these other teams around us will pick up form and they will go on a run.
Yeah.
So while we are playing, we can only control what we can control. While we're playing, we need to pick up as much points as possible. I don't want to be getting complacent. Like you said, you made a very good point. So
like Luton can happen. That happens. It's about learning from it. So last year fell short. Okay, cool. Let's do the same and more. So from last year, okay, cool. Those crunch time games, the manager needs to get the personnel right. The players, they need to get the motivation right. They need to go bed on time. They need to do whatever it is in training. They get the massage after training, do, eat, whatever it is. They know now. They need to not on social media and get too giddy, and listening to the pundits, listening to the fans and so forth. Just, be as a team. Tick games off slowly each week, each morning at training. Just tick things off, because that's how you build the mentality, innit? And I think, I said it towards the end of the season last year. I said, like, if the only way finishing second last season is ever acceptable is if we win it the next season, because for us, because finish second the first time of these players have ever been in that position. Right. So granted, it's it's unknown territory for most of them. Arteta's never been there as a manager. So, if we now win it this season, then we can look at the last 2 seasons as a very good period for Arsenal and Arteta and Edu and the Kroenkes. But if we finish second, then third, and then the season after that, we're in and around that third position. It's just like, no, like, where are we going? Let's look at these 2 seasons as a very good defining season for the club. Can establish himself. Really give confidence to Saliba, Martinelli, Saka. It will add value to them as well. Because let's be honest, not all of them will stay forever. We're going to need to do right business. It might mean we sell Martinelli for 125 million, so then we can help with the financial fair play, just like how Liverpool did with Coutinho. Sold him, got a substantial fee for him, then got in 2 key players from that. Then the rest is history. So it might just mean, doing the right things, getting it over the line to then help us for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
How I see it. And not just relying on, just because we got young players, we'll be fine. Just because manager, we'll be fine. It doesn't work like that, man.
It doesn't. It definitely doesn't. So yeah, you're right. We've got to do the right business. I hope Edu's on it, on it in time, early, not leaving things for the last minute. But
well, yeah, I hope that award he got No, he got an award and he done some a
He
course.
done, yeah, then of course. Yeah, man. Congrats.
Yeah,
to him.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So yeah. Kudos to him. Like, we don't. Why should we care about it if he doesn't do us any good? You know what I mean? Like that's just boosting his, personal career. Like, who cares about that? It's about, what he does and what these players do and what these managers do for Arsenal. Because at the end of the day, they're employees, and really and truly, we do not owe them anything.
No, of course not. No.
In the harsh reality, we don't owe Saka anything. We don't, because you know what I'm saying. Players come and go, fans don't. So we need to maintain our expectations. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And up the standards we set for the club. Because again, managers come and go. We need to have the highest of expectations and standards, and then it's up to the employees to rise to that.
I actually, that's a good point. I really agree with that. Actually, the fans will always be there. Players do, like you said, and we will continue to do what we do as fans, support the club, and have high expectations. And if players are on board, they're on board. If they're not, then goodbye. That's how I see it. That's what discipline should be. Never lower our standards as a club.
Like I don't like sentiment in elite sport. You know what I mean? I work with grassroots and young kids, and it's really about development and growing their skills, their technical abilities. That's great, you know what I mean? But at this stage, at this highest of highs, this elite sport that we're in, it's about producing, and we don't do anything. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? That's just how I see it. We do not owe El Nene anything. All right. Oh, he's a nice guy. We don't owe him anything. You know what I mean? Even though Arteta has done great, doesn't mean we're going to give him a 10-year contract just because he's, as people say.
Sure.
No, like produce each week, each year. You know what I mean? And then that's warranted in your contracts and the love and so forth. You know what I mean? And I remember you asked me about Kai Havertz earlier. We didn't touch on it, but again, like, I don't owe Kai Havertz anything. He's come to our club, right? With the price tag, not his fault, whatever it is. But as a professional footballer, right, played for the national team of Germany in big tournaments. He's played in Germany in a good league. He's played for Chelsea in a tough league. He's now come to Arsenal. Don't beg us for 8 months grace. Nah, it can't work like that. Like, we need to be. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to prove to us why you should be at our club.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I
hear it. I do hear it. I think Arsenal are known as a very loyal club, aren't they? They're very loyal to their players. They wanna pay them in not just money ways, but different ways, by extending contracts and making them stay longer and having them around the club in certain things. And in the same breath, you said we don't owe Kai Havertz certain things, and he's been playing at the highest level and he's come to our club and he should be performing. But at the same time, I just feel like you've got to protect players, their mental well-being. It's just because it couldn't have been easy to have been getting the criticism. It's not been. I just don't like all that.
No,
I think it's not. Obviously, it's not to that extent. Obviously, fans can criticize. Absolutely, I'm not saying that. I'm not pulling anybody out saying they've been like that, but I don't know. I just feel like credit where credit's due. He's obviously had a hard. It's been obvious. He even knows he's had a hard. It's been hard for him, and he's turning it around. And credit where credit's due. It's been. It's not. It's not easy. It's not. It's not for some players, but at the same time, there is an expectation.
Yeah.
It's just one of them things in football. Sometimes you do got to take the criticism and just think, do you know what? Block up the extra noise. Let me just perform. Let me show why I've been bought for that amount of money. Let me. Do you know what I mean? But
I think. Yeah, I think there's a difference between abuse and criticism.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't condone any abuse to any player, any player, staff, boys at the club. Like, nah. But
I've been seeing a lot of I think the criticism have just gone a bit overboard. So
Yeah.
over. What do you think? Do you think Kai Havertz deserves a little praise? Do you think you like what you're seeing now onwards? Like, do you think he's going to come better? Do you think?
Look, for the benefit of the club, I really do hope he does.
Yeah, yeah.
Agendas aside for any player, like even when Xhaka was going through what he was going through, I wanted success at the end of the day for the club, and and if he was a part of that, that's great. You know what I mean? But one thing that we've just got to just remember that, fans have the right to have their opinion.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
In line of going overboard and abusing players,
Yeah.
and then giving their genuine thoughts. Saying Kai Havertz hasn't been at the level is not abuse. I think that's very, very fair. Saying that we don't see a certain player being a key part of this team is not abuse. Right?
Yeah.
It's criticism. You know what I mean? Going, DMing them, going about their family and etc. Obviously, that's above board, and I like I said, I don't condone that, but I just think if we're at Arsenal Football Club, we're not in the bottom half of a club, bottom half of the table or in a championship with no expectations. This is Arsenal Football Club at the end of the day. Know what expectations come with it. Know what come with it, and it's their duty to come to that level. And that's why I said he can't lower to Kai's standards.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
He won't be here for 10 years. But what me and you will, and we'll have kids by then, we'll have all family relatives by then, growing them up and bringing them into the club. Kai will be, I don't know how old is he, he's 24, whatever it is. He might be, he might be back in Germany with his own family and not care about the Arsenal. You see what I'm saying? So every player at the club has to be protected, obviously. At the same time, fans have the right to say, "Look, come on, man, that wasn't good. That was horrible."
Yeah,
Or like, raise your standards. This is Arsenal Football Club, and I think obviously, Twitter, social media. There's a lot of bots out there. There's a lot of fake accounts. You know what I mean? There's some dumb people out there, innit? But just saying to a player, "Look, like, you haven't been good." It's very fair within the fans.
Yeah, no, I agree. Fans are well within their right to criticize a player and call them out and have a chat, conversation about it. He is coming good now. Starting to seeing what I'm seeing in an Arsenal shirt. You're right. Yeah. We don't, as a club, don't need to be like, right, we need to lower our, because we've got to wait for Kai Havertz to perform, and then I hear you 100%.
And he's been performing good in the last, I think, 4 games. I think he's 3 goals in the last 4. He could have had 4 in the last 5.
4 in the last 5, yeah.
The goals have been quite similar in terms of those deep late runs.
Yes.
It's been very close to the goalkeeper in that sort of
it's in that area.
Yard. So if that's something how Arteta is deploying the team and certain players and it's working, kudos, lovely. I said in our chat yesterday, in the group chat, that I'm not really confident in that midfield. Rice, Havertz and Odegaard, but then I said it'll be interesting to see how the team shape up, so then it can bring out strength in certain areas. You know what I mean? Like I said, a midfield of Odegaard, Rice, and Havertz. Yeah. That's getting slapped up, man. In most powerful, pace and powerful midfields, man. That's just my opinion. And we need that Patrick Vieira. We need that Yaya type player.
We do.
Even in my opinion, I think we need that Cazorla type player. He's one of my favorite players, but
he's good. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need the right click in midfield. And it's weird because our manager and technical director have won trophies at Arsenal as midfielders. Eddie has been a part of the Invincibles. So, why do we have 2 people in charge, both being ex-players in midfield, right? and we're like sort of weak in midfield. It's so weird. Like, and we've been weak in midfield for a while. Because even though we had Xhaka, Rice, Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard last year, after that it was I think Lokonga for a bit before he went out. It was like it was weird. There was no strength and depth in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking good at the moment. And like I said, I don't have concerns right now. Is when we get to that crunch time like we did last season to then see if we're going to learn from our mistakes and our shortfall from last year, you know?
Yeah, I hope so. I definitely do. I think we got to do some business definitely in the January, 100%. So, like you said, it is the mid, and maybe we need a striker. I don't know if that will happen in January.
One play in January. Who would you get? Or what position?
So the thing is, I think we need a striker. But when I think about the striker, there's no one that's coming to my mind straight away. Like, yes, we need him. Do you understand? Do you know what I mean? Like, I could say, yeah, Victor Osimhen and all that. Yeah, but is that realistic in January? Absolutely not. Of course, those are the kind of profile players I would like to Arsenal to be going for. But when I think about, I don't. It's a hard one, but midfield, I do want Douglas Luiz, you know.
Look, we need a midfield, man. We need a midfielder. Like I said, I think Arteta can deploy certain players in that position. Martin, Trossard, you know, I'm pretty sure at some meeting around, you know, the coach players, whatever, there might have been an idea of playing Saka up front. Wherever there's enough freedom across that front line,
to
fill in, and for it to work.
Yeah.
But that midfield is empty, man. Like, and then that's just going to put too much pressure again on Rice. I remember there was a game where Arteta played Partey and 2 8s. We've got to be careful not to burn out our key players, and especially Rice.
We need to protect. If we lose Rice and Saliba, then it's goodbye.
Yeah, and that for me means we're not learning, because we were in a similar situation last year where we lost key.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Didn't we lose Partey and Saliba last?
Oh my word! It was.
That's the backbone of the team, man. That's a core of the team, you know. Yeah, we just got to got to look wisely in that key position for me in midfield.
Like, for example, Rice is playing week in, week out. Like, when it gets to like about 60, 70 minutes, we should be able to be like, look, Rice, come off, but needs to rest. Then these players need rest. I know they know, but they're used to it. They've been doing it since they're young, but they're only human. It's not right. No, it's not.
A lot of health issues as well come with that, even though clubs and players have access to the best of the best medical.
They're still human.
But rest is needed, and that's why I said whatever the club do in regards to their training regime, just do it, man.
If we was to get on midfield, who would you get?
Like, my knowledge on players at the moment, it's not really good, because
not really anyone about.
It's actually like Twitter, people just pop up names. YouTube pop names. I'm not really into that, you know what I mean? I haven't been really watching football if it's not my own club or Arsenal, the team I support, you know. So I don't know what's out there, but definitely a proven player. For years I've been saying the teams that win the Premier League have a good, core of they bought a good core of Premier League players.
Yeah.
Or have experience in the Premier League. So look at Man City, they bought Kyle Walker, John Stones, Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling. They bought Riyad Mahrez. They bought key players in positions that have played in the Premier League. Chelsea, when they won it, they had obviously this was Gary Cahill. They had
bad players.
Loads of players. Liverpool, they bought Ronaldo. They bought Robertson. They bought Van Dijk. They bought Sadio Mane. They bought Salah, even though obviously they got him from Fiorentina or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Had experience in the Premier League. So for us, we need key players that are Prem proven. So there's no 4 months bedding in period. There's no Kim Kallstrom situation where where do you even get Kim Kallstrom from? And like he breaks his back and he needs time, or we buy Fabio Vieira and he needs time. Nah, man, we've been told give time, be patient for 20 years. Time for the club to deliver. Edu, Kroenke, Arteta, and the players. For me, it's this season, man.
It is this season.
But I'm confident. I am confident.
Yeah, I'm confident. 100%. So I am confident. Let's touch lastly on we have Brighton. I think we have Brighton on Sunday. Brighton. What do you think? Do you think we'll do it at home? Get a win? Think that'll be easy game?
No, it won't be an easy game because look, there's a lot of tactical battles nowadays. There's a lot of video analysis. There's all positional play. There's all these proper phases, like phases in the game. So it won't be easy. Look, this is the highest standard of football in the world, the Premier League, in my opinion. Fast pace. So no game is easy. But we are Arsenal. We are pushing for the title. Even if it is hard, we've got to overcome that and get 3 points. At home, I think we will. The players, they've got to be up for it. The groundsmen have to be up for it. The turnstile, operatives have to be on it. The players everyone has to be on it. This whole season, there's no room for any area of the club to fall short. No way, because again, the clubs that win it, everyone is singing the same hymn. So we need to have everyone in every position of the club, in the field, everyone in their roles to be on it.
Need to be on it.
I think we'll get 3 points, no problem.
100%. So we just need to keep the momentum, keep between the players and play at the highest level. Like we've been saying most of the stream, we've got title to go and get.
Look, if it was easy to win the title, how many clubs would have won it, man? You know what I mean? It's hard, so we can't moan about it being difficult. This is
exactly. We got to do what we got to do, perform how we've got to perform to the highest level. And these teams, Brighton's and these little teams now are coming up good. They're playing very well. They're coming up. We can't just think, oh yeah, we'll go and beat them, or when they come here, we'll beat. It's not as easy as that now. You got to tactically be prepared to beat these teams and come away with the points. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Dwight, pleasure to have you on.
No, I appreciate you inviting me on, man.
Awesome. I love every time. It's been nice chatting and talking about the famous Arsenal. Man. Let's hope we get the title at the end of the season.
No, for sure. I think we will.
Yeah, man. We'll obviously get you on again, definitely. It's been nice talking to you. And
let me know, man.
Yeah, man, for real. Yeah. Yes, cool. We'll be back soon with another video. Take care for now. Thank you. Love.